Okay, so this is my price video, and I'm going to kind of discuss on the price, what that's going to look like, and how we go about doing that. So first things first, my minimum is $300, right? Meaning you have to pay at least $300, right, to partake in the training, okay? And so the rest of it is based on the income. If you make more, you're going to pay more, right? If you make less, right, then again the minimum is 300. If the reason I go about doing this is because I looked at my own scenario and I looked on the outside looking in and saying, right, could somebody like me afford my flat rate, right? And as a teacher who doesn't make a lot of money, right, there would be just no way. There'd be no way I would ever be able to summon the money, right, and on top of gear and all that, right, to ever justify, right, spending that much money. And so I looked at that situation and said, that's not acceptable to me. I don't want to cut off a bunch of people, right, who work honest jobs and just can't afford it, just simply because they can't afford it. And so I want this experience to be available to them, right? So, for example, if you're some college kid and you are trying, you're super into guns, right, and you want to learn more about this, right, you saved your pennies, okay, you can, I'm not going to charge you, right? I'm probably not going to charge you anything more than 300. It'll probably just be 300 bucks, right? And that way you can, partake in the training. So on the other end is if you're, a dentist or doctor or, you're on your own company or you're making tons of money, doing whatever, you're going to pay more. Okay. And so what does that look like? How do we decide for you personally, okay, your rate? So when we meet in the morning and before we start doing anything, okay, and we're face to face, okay, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about, we're gonna decide the price for you, right? And I'm gonna tell you two things. The one, I'm gonna tell you what I'm actually worth. I'm gonna tell you, what my actual rate would be if it was a flat rate. And because and I'll tell you why I do that. The fact that this is one-on-one training, right? It's sniper training, which is, not a lot of instructors running around saying they got sniper next to their name, right? And so that'll be the first thing I tell you. Like, this is what I'm actually worth. This is what I should be charging you. The second bit is I'm going to tell you that when it comes to your finances and how you make the decision of like what you can afford, right? One, I don't want to know your exact income, right? This, like, you can tell me if you want to, right? But it can be invasive, and I don't want that experience for you, right? Just know that, right? If you say I'm a doctor, like I know where you're sitting, right? But if you say, all right, I'm a security guard, I know where you're sitting. So we'll work with you on that, okay? And so with your finances, the way I describe it is that you should say, okay, this was worth it. I'm paying him a chunk of change, right, that I can afford, but I'm feeling it. Okay, this is gonna put a dent in the wallet for sure, and but I can afford it. It's not gonna kill me. Okay, because shooting and getting training like this is fun money, not paying bills and feeding kids money. Okay, and so that's the way I describe it. Right, you should feel it, but you shouldn't be, going like, oh my gosh, this is insane. So yeah, and I will work with you. If you say, hey, I make six figures, but I have 500 children that I have to feed, right? I'm going to work with you on that one. I will reduce the price. Okay. Or if you say, yeah, I'm a doctor, but I'm literally just starting, maybe I'll work with you on that one. So don't feel bad, right, to throw out a price, right, and we'll just haggle, right. You'll say price, and I'll say price of what I think you can afford, right. We'll cut it in the middle or something like that, right, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and so it's just my attempt, right, to spread this passion, spread this experience with people, right, and make sure that people are taken care of, right, and if that means I'm leaving money on the table, so be it. So with that final bit being said, right, yeah, you can lie to me, right? Some of you will probably get away with it, and you know what, that's something I'm willing to accept, right? But I do think that won't be a huge problem, right? I think a lot of you have honor and integrity, right? But just know that if you lie to me and say, hey, I make minimum wage, but you show up with a $2,000 gun and a $2,000 scope, right? You know, it's going to be pretty obvious, right, where the lie is. Okay, so I hope that answers some questions. If you have any questions, please call me anytime, right? You know, I'm generally pretty good at answering my phone. Best times to call is after 2 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock, right? And I will help you out the best I can. And so, you know, other than that, I look forward to hearing from you, right? It's going to be a blast, I promise. And you're gonna enjoy it, right? And you know, I hope it doesn't break the bank at the same time. Other than that, all right, good luck. Hope to hear from you soon.